Hello, everyone. We are live streaming today. Blockchain Game Alliance. This month, new members are joining the Blockchain Game Alliance today, and we're going to have a presentation about all the members. So to start with, I'm just going to give you an introduction about the Blockchain Game Alliance. Here we are. And okay, I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, so I just wanted to give you an introduction about the Blockchain Game Alliance today. So what is the Blockchain Game Alliance? The Blockchain Game Alliance is an organization which is committed to promoting blockchain within the game industry. Our goal is to spread awareness about blockchain technologies and encourage adoption by highlighting their potential to foster new ways to create, publish, play, and build strong communities around games. We're also strong advocate for diversity and more inclusivity of women in the industry. The Blockchain Game Alliance also provides an open forum for individuals and companies to share knowledge and collaborate, create common standards, establish best practices, and network. The Alliance core activities are all about networking, research, and reporting, present blockchain game companies, such as today, and advocating for blockchain in the game industry. All the members you see on this screen are just below 200, and the family is growing really, really fast. So these include blockchain gaming companies, but not only that. So we thank everybody for joining us and for making the community such a great place for networking and sharing knowledge. We also want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We have Coin Tribune, One Way Block, Galaxy Interactive, Arc.io, Animoca Brands, Ubisoft, MakerDAO, Algorand, Chromia, Mobox, Amda, and Matic. Thank you, everybody. And now a quick intro to some of the activities we've been running this year. We had interviews with industry leaders and video game executives that you can find on our YouTube channel and on our website. We also hosted workshops on specific themes that you can also find on the site. And then we had a good number of new members presentations like the one we are having today. And you can find all information about our members and their projects. We also host free speaking opportunities and other conferences. So if you're interested in that, make sure you reach out to us through our social media on our website as well. We had a series of women-only panels dedicated to a number of topics, including blockchain and gaming. So you can check those out as well on our YouTube channel. And these are all the wonderful women that joined us during these events. We then had a wonderful series about collecting NFTs, where most of you joined us discussing this very interesting topic, which has been the highlight of the year. And one of the very last event we had was a game demo day, where we had a total views of over 8,000 people and 44 winners altogether. And thank you all for making these events such a great success. But moving on, we want to introduce you to today's new members of the Blockchain Game Alliance. So without further ado, I would love to pass on the word to our first speaker, WhaleShark. So I'm just going back onto my screen and we'll pass on the word to WhaleShark. And then this is the agenda for today. So thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll be having the presentation very shortly. Here we are. Okay. So.
Thank you so much for having me today, Serena. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you and welcome.
Fantastic. And once again, on behalf of the two projects that I'm representing today, I'd like to thank the Blockchain Game Alliance, Serena, Sebastien, for allowing both Whale and Elite to join this very important and very professional organization of respectable peers. My name is WhaleShark. I am the founder of two projects that I'm going to be introducing today. The first one being Whale, which is the largest social token in the NFT space. as well as Elite, which is going to be the world's first luxury esports apparel brand. Now, before I go into Whale, the reason why we found our way to the Blockchain Gaming Alliance is because Whale is also the largest holder of blockchain gaming assets. So when you look at amazing projects like the Sandbox, Crypto Voxels, Crypto Motors, Gods Unchained, we actually own the largest amount of digital assets and the most premium assets within those respectable projects. Just talking here, and let me just double click. So talking about the vision for Whale, basically we hope that through Whale, we can empower everyone and anyone to become a whale through Whale. It's very much about sharing the wealth, sharing the assets that we hold, and allowing people to use those assets to build up the projects that we invest in. Our mission is basically to create the world's leading NFT-focused DAO-enabled social token community through three main points: operational transparency, industry leadership, and stable growth. As you venture into the Whale community, what you'll find is we're not only the world's largest social token, we also have one of the most robust communities of NFT collectors and creators. Our main communication point is on Discord. And all of you can get into the Discord by going to discord.gg/whale. In terms of a value proposition, we look to not only just be a holder of ever appreciating assets, but we also look to do so much more within the community. The first thing is that naturally, a lot of people are drawn to Whale simply because of the assets that we hold in the Whale vault. And we really strive to have an asset portfolio that provides long-term stable growth. Once again, investing in assets from projects that have stellar teams, stellar track records, and stellar potential. Today, I believe the Whale Vault is worth upwards of $2 million. At the same time, we look to build a community of creators and collectors behind that. And hopefully that community continues to advocate for, participate, and shares in the success of the total community. We do pass out about 50,000 Whale every single month. At this point in time, Whale is worth probably about $5 each. So we're literally distributing $250,000 every month to members of the community who participate in the community and to make it better. At the same time, we also do have a strong amount of engagement and a lot of things like what we have with Whale FM. And we interview a lot of the leading people in the space, a lot of the leading projects in the space. Shout out to Artifact, who actually did complete an amazing project with their AI design shoe that we're also on the channel today. One of the main things that we want to also maintain is that the Whale community remains sustainable. And we actually do that through a very strong amount of financial discipline. Whale as a community, Whale as a project has no fiat or mainstream crypto expenses. Everything is paid in Whale. And by doing that and just making sure that that allocation continues to be disciplined, what you find is a project that has no loans, no leverage, and essentially a project that can never go bust, right? It's a work of passion by myself as well as my amazing leadership team, backed by an amazing community. And we are here, whether Whale is $5, $50, or 5 cents. Finally, we also exercise a strong amount of leadership in the NFT space. So as I brought up just now, we do have something called Whale FM, which basically we interview a lot of the leading projects as well as the founders of leading projects and creators within the space to spread that good word. But at the same time, we also do a lot of grants to projects and podcasts within the space because they continue to drive the space further. So Serena, I am taking a look at the time here and I'm making sure that we're sticking to the 10-minute schedule. And that's basically a brief introduction of Whale. Now, what I'd like to do next is talk about something that's very close and dear to my heart. And it's something that I have been developing with a team in Korea for the last 14 months. And that project is actually called Elite. Basically, we derived the name Elite from the hacker term of elite, used as an adjective to describe formidable prowess or accomplishment, particularly in gaming or in hacking. And what we saw was that with the advent and the growth of esports, when I looked around, there was no real brand that was really encapturing that spirit within apparel itself. And at the same time, when you did look at a brand that encaptured it, most of the merchandise or most of the apparel was really just dropship, right? So basically what you have is you have a poor quality hoodie, a poor quality t-shirt, and people are just slapping a logo on it with no thoughts to how can I really develop a piece of apparel that is high spec'd out, like your gaming computer, your gaming laptop, your gaming accessories. If we are going to create a gaming apparel line, it needs to be high spec'd out, like the computers and like the accessories that gamers use. The vision, again, it's always about empowering. So the vision for Elite is basically empowering esports enthusiasts to be OP or overpowered through comfort, style, and performance anytime and everywhere. Just going through this again very briefly, the values that we create, once again, they may look generic, but I do have a limitation on time today. But every single piece of apparel that you purchase from Elite is going to be unique, is going to be comfortable, is going to be tactical, empowering, and stylish. So what I'd like to do is play a brief video, and I don't think that the sound is working, so I'll do a brief voiceover as we're going through and show you a short teaser in terms of what's to come. So, just doing this voiceover here, basically what you see is that every single piece of apparel has actually been customized to the gamer's lifestyle. So if I was to take the hoodie, for example, every single hoodie, the material choice, it's been chosen so that you can keep warm during 12-hour gaming sessions in an air-conditioned environment. At the same time, it has the same amount of breathability. I was personally wearing the hoodies out in 22, 24-degree temperature over here in Asia, and it didn't sweat a drop, right? But at the same time, when I'm sitting at my computer having long streaming sessions on Blanco's Block Party, basically it keeps me nice and snug. At the same time, what we were looking for is, a lot of hoodies, the hoodie is too tight, so you can't really put the hoodie over your oversized headphones. So what we did is we did an oversized hoodie so that when you do flip it across, basically it's still comfortable, not too snug, just right. In addition to that, I think you can see from the hoodies display, every single zipper is oversized. So, when you're having a gaming session or when you're in a cold environment, what you'll find is that your hands start to get clammy. And that oversized zipper actually allows you to get a very good grip on the tag that you have on all of these zippers. And I guess the last point, and once again, it's a very simple point, but many hoodies don't have zippers in general. And if I'm sitting down at a desk or if I'm sitting down in front of my gaming computer, I'm always worried that my keys or my wallet is going to drop out. Now, with the hoodies that we have, basically just zipping it up, you're never worried about losing anything when you're in a sitting position. I guess the final point that I'd like to make about Elite is that, when you look at a lot of the gaming apparel in the market today, if it's not just a logo smacked on a dropship product, basically what it is, it's a very loud product, right? And, being very close to a boomer age, despite being young at heart, I want something that I'm going to be able to wear at home, on stream, or on the streets, or if I'm going out to party with my friends. So that's the way that we approach that design in a very minimalist but very bold manner. So, Serena, I do have my stopwatch here. I'm at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. If there are any questions, would love to hear any of it. We are working with several companies in the blockchain space. So if you guys do want to see if there's an opportunity to collab, would welcome you guys to reach out to me on Twitter or come into the Whale Discord.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for this presentation. It was so accurate, and I think everyone learned so much about the different projects you are developing, and it's so wonderful to see such a great community coming together and supporting. So, WhaleShark, it's been a pleasure to have you today. Thank you again so much. And now we are going to pass on the word to Anton, who's here from the BGA Solutions. Once again, thank you, WhaleShark. We'll see you again next time.
Hi, Serena. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Anton.
First of all, is the mic working now?
Yes, I can hear you. It's working great. Thank you.
So apologies because Jonathan couldn't make it for the call today, but I am the CEO of the company who is replacing him on this call. BCA Solutions started off as a regulatory outfit back in 2017. Most of our work used to be involved with helping governments and regulatory authorities in coming up with the legislation required to regulate the crypto industry. Obviously, doing work for government doesn't actually pay the bills, so we had to obviously delve into the private sector, wherein we helped various customers in both applying for licensing, for example, cryptocurrency exchange licenses, but also doing ICOs. Back then, it was still the wild, wild west of the ICOs. So we saw different jurisdictions around the world trying to regulate this industry. Let me share my screen as well. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Do you want to try again?
Let me see. Do you see any presentation on the screen?
No.
No problem. I'll just go through the presentation.
Okay, you can try again if you want. There's a share screen button on the side of the screen, at the bottom of the screen.
That's what I pressed, but for some reason it's not working. So basically, our services are based on 3 different pillars. One is regulatory, and first of all, we're based in Malta, but we have an office in Liechtenstein, and this year we were planning of opening also an office in Singapore, but unfortunately, due to COVID, we had to change our plans, although we're still offering services from there through a partner that we have achieved this year. We are very active both in Malta and Liechtenstein. I think this is very important for most of the members of this group because STOs and ICOs have become quite an important aspect of how companies, startups can actually apply for funding. STOs are becoming even more important nowadays and more popular. In fact, through Liechtenstein and a partner that we have in Bermuda, we can now even offer the possibility of a company doing an STO and actually list that token for trading. That was not possible a couple of months ago. We also offer blockchain implementation services through one of our partners. This is not a service that we are really focused on, but if there are any companies out there that require assistance in this regard, we are more glad than happy to do that. We are also focused on cybersecurity services. In fact, we're partnered with one of the largest firms in the world where it comes to cybersecurity, Kudelski Security, and we offer various types of cybersecurity services, starting from ISO-based 27001 information security services up to smart contract services, smart contract security services. This is very important for gaming companies because once you have a project and you have your smart contracts that have been audited by a reputable firm, obviously you give more, let's call it, importance to your project. I myself come from the remote gaming industry. I have been involved in remote gaming for more than 6 years. When I say remote gaming here, we're speaking about the licensed type of gaming, let's say poker, let's say sports betting, that type of gaming. Malta, in fact, is one of the biggest jurisdictions in that sphere. We have over 500 licensed companies. And in the last 6 years, I have helped various companies in obtaining licenses here in Malta, but also in making sure that they are cyber ready. When I say cyber ready, obviously you can never be 100% secure, but you can make sure that you carry out the best standards, good standards, best practice of the industry, and do the necessary penetration testing during the year. Apart from that, we also are focusing this year in threat management and vulnerability assessments. In fact, for those companies operating in Singapore, they might know of the technology risk management framework, wherein it is a requirement for companies that want to operate from that jurisdiction to follow certain guidelines that have been issued by the Singaporean authorities. This is a service that we have started offering as of this year, and includes various advisory, but also cybersecurity and assurance services. I think that concludes my brief overview of what we do and where we specialize on. But if I know I have some time left, so if you have any questions, I would be more than pleased to take any questions you might have.
Thank you so much, Anton, for this presentation. We currently don't have any question, but I will invite everybody to reach out to you directly or to BCA Solutions and to ask any question. So once again, it's a pleasure to have you on board of the BGA. And thank you so much. And we now pass on the word to Garth. Again, thank you so much, Anton. See you next time.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Hi, Garth. How are you? Oh, okay. We should be able to hear you now. Try now?
Yes. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. No problem. All right, I'll try to share my screen. And thanks for having me as well, guys.
Pleasure, yes, thank you.
All right, I've just clicked all the buttons.
Perfect. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, let's just skip
Here we
to the
go.
end. I'll just skip back a bit. Okay, I'm going to try to set my timer here so I keep on time because last time I went a little bit over. Okay.
That's
so,
totally fine. Thank you. After you.
All right. So, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just give a brief introduction to GOATi Entertainment. So I'm Garth Midgley. I'm the managing director from GOATi Entertainment. So yeah. So briefly, we're a team of experienced developers working on AAA titles with pretty much all of the world's biggest publishers. So we've had a lot of experience making a lot of different kinds of games. We've been operating for 10 years now. We've made our own engine called RevGen. That's a bespoke vehicle physics engine. Does real-time rendering and all of that sort of stuff. We use that for our Game 23 racing series. It's also been used on an award-winning driver training program and some traffic AI systems and other games on different consoles, all the major consoles. And we have a sister company, Guida&Associates, that develops art and animation also for AAA games. So we have a lot of experience building stuff. Okay, so on to the more interesting stuff, the projects. So I'm going to talk about 3 different things. I'll talk about the core IP 2022 racing series. So that's the esport blockchain game that we're developing. And then I'll talk about the blockchain integration that we've done and the platform that it's released on. So in terms of building a game for esports, I won't go into all the finicky details, but essentially it's a racing game like you've never played before. So it's got, like a strategy game, it's got track capture, so you're capturing resources sort of on the board or in the map. They give you resources that you can use to upgrade your car mid-race, and you can work together with teams to have different strategies to adapt to the play that's happening. So it's a and there's racing with physics as well. So it's kind of like a normal racing game, but with some added stuff that you can do. We say that it's kind of like the Formula One of the real world. So you think about Formula One and you know that it's a really well sort of brand integrated sport. So the idea there is you can get brands involved, you get them good screen time, you get them involved with the teams, which kind of leads to good impressions and good impressions and awareness for the brands and good monetization for the teams and leagues involved, which is very needed in esports. For those who follow esports, you'll know that there are challenges there. In terms of presenting as an esport, it's obviously able to be shown at booths and local activations on big stages or online, and all of those events connect to each other through that blockchain backend to have shared leaderboards and results and all of that sort of stuff. Okay, so on to the more interesting stuff for the BGA is the blockchain integration. So we had some very sort of definite needs for what we wanted out of doing, say, a AAA game for blockchain. So we really needed it to be fast, seamless, easy, all of those kinds of things, cheap. Obviously, developers have want to make millions of in-game items, and they should be able to do that without it sending them broke. So we really need to find a partner who had a solution for that, and Phantasma Chain was a partner that we found. They had experience working with other chains previously, but they wanted to do things differently, and they saw what the future needed to be. So they've built this blockchain from the ground up. It can be used for other stuff, but for gaming, it's also very good. So that's who we've partnered with. I recommend people check them out. So some examples of how we've used their tech. So we've got these, this is not everything, but it's a few. So we've got these multi-layer NFT vehicles. So these are NFT vehicles that are comprised of 25 or up to 30 different parts. So all the different individual vehicle parts are all NFTs on their own, which will be traded and swapped, and then they can be built together and then wrapped into a new NFT that's kind of the master NFT that holds those NFTs underneath it. And then that can be scrapped, and they can be sold as a vehicle, or scrapped and sold and reconfigured and reminted. So it's also good for content creations, broadly speaking, for tracks and other in-game assets. So content creators can go in and make their own stuff and make them into NFTs and sell them. There's custom game licenses. So the game license itself is an NFT. They can be sort of used to access different features in the game. They could be time limited, so kind of like a demo, so an NFT is a demo, and then also linked to events, so they can be live during the event, and then after the event, the NFT will basically still exist, but it won't access anything. And then another interesting solution we've come up with is these minting, sort of on-time or on-demand minting of part packs. So essentially, users can buy something like a part pack, and then that doesn't exist yet as an NFT. The request for that goes to the store sends that request to the chain processes that request, makes an NFT, the store sends it back to the user. That part pack is an NFT itself, so it can be traded and held onto, or you can do whatever you like with it. And then if you want to open that up, you send that back to the store, sends it to the chain, they burn that NFT, they create the other vehicle parts on the fly. So again, it's like on-time minting, which sends it back to the user. So it's all very fast and flexible, and there's no sort of massive overheads of pre-minting lots of NFTs and covering the high costs for them. This is a part of our game that we're going to be releasing soon, so using smart contracts for tournaments. So this really creates like an open sort of format for people to create their own content, their own tournaments, and then invite users and players, and then have them sort of collaborate directly. So we don't sort of become the master holder of all the tournaments. We want to sort of really open that up and make it decentralized. So yeah, sort of made the best tournament win in that regard. And the last thing I'll touch on is Pavilion. So we've made our own blockchain gaming platform to release 22 racing series. We really wanted, look, as gamers and making games for gamers, we understand that gamers want like as little clicks as possible. They just want to get into the game and start playing. And so we kind of really wanted to make it a gaming experience that was sort of easy to adopt and easy to use. So essentially, you don't want someone to have to be, I mean, it's great to be a blockchain enthusiast and then get into games and see the potential there, but for mass adoption, you really want users who don't care about blockchain or understand blockchain, aren't really an enthusiast or a professional, to know about it, to be able to get into it. So we've made a platform where it's kind of like Steam, where you just jump in, you can buy stuff using fiat or cryptocurrency. You can buy your games in there. the blockchain wallets kind of all handled for you. There's a few different ways to do that I won't go into, but the blockchain stuff can be all handled for you. So if you don't want to know about it, you don't have to know about it. You can connect your Steam library to that, so you don't have to sort of like separate your audiences. So this is really important for game developers, because you might have tens of thousands or millions of players who've already bought your game on Steam. So to go off to a new platform and separate your audience is just kind of a no-no. It's like doubling your development cost and manage both communities. So we've made a way to integrate those two together, so you can use your Steam library within this blockchain environment, and then be playing the Steam license and working with NFTs for inventory. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. And we offer features like free minting and mint on demand for developers. So developers can essentially come in and mint what they like as they like, and not have to sort of bear the cost or the risk, which just leads to more creativity and flexibility. And that's basically us. So I try to keep that quick for you, Serena, so I didn't go over time.
No, you did amazing. Thank you so much, Garth, for this presentation, and thank you everybody for attending. Once again, thank you. And we have next Tony on our agenda. Hello.
Hi,
Garth, thank you so much. See you again next time.
Thanks.
Thank you for the presentation. Bye-bye. So we have Tony with us today. So I'm gonna let you take over the screen and present.
Okay, thanks,
And
Serena.
welcome.
Hi, everyone. Okay, let me go for the share screen. Hopefully this all works. Are we there?
Okay, yes, I can see your screen.
Yep.
Here we are.
Okay.
So you're
Yeah, so hi everyone. So my name is Tony Pierce. I'm the co-founder of Reality Gaming Group. So what do? We were founded back in 2017 to focus on developing blockchain games, especially around NFTs. We have two parts to our business. The first is a B2B business, which we have developed and launched a digital asset trading platform, which we call the DAT platform. And it's a platform that tokenizes in-game items and collectibles into NFTs. And this DAT platform can be licensed to any third-party developer, games developer, or someone that has their own IP, and gives them the ability to quickly tokenize items into NFTs. And then we have a B2C business called Reality Studios, which is our development arm where we license, develop, and publish mass market games that utilize NFTs. So I want to quickly talk about the DAT services, the digital asset services that we offer. This is our B2B arm. So as I mentioned then, we can tokenize any item into an NFT, and we log them on the blockchain. We work on the Ethereum blockchain, and we also have our own side net, which we've developed for speed and cost efficiency. We can develop you an online store where you can sell your NFTs. We now have many different payment gateways. We can offer credit card payments, PayPal. And we've just partnered with Coinify to offer over 10 different cryptocurrencies, and we can build that store for you. We can then develop an online trading marketplace where users can trade your NFTs. And finally, we can make a game where all of those NFTs can be used. And we work on mobile and PC at the moment. And here's a quick case study of all those four. So this is Reality Clash, which is a mobile game which is out now, where we tokenized many different weapons which you can use in this game. The game is a first-person shooter, AR shooter. I'll come on to that in a second. So we sell these NFTs on our website through our online store, which we call the Armory. And then we have a trading platform, which is on our website where you can trade your weapons. And then we have a game which you can download them and use them in. So that's a case study of all four different elements of our DAT platform. Now, Reality Studios is our publishing division. We now have 4 games, 2 of those literally launching in the next couple of weeks. The first one being Doctor Who Worlds Apart. So we have a global license with the BBC to create an online trading card game. Each card is an NFT. It really is fantastic. We've been in a private beta for a while now, and the feedback we're getting has been incredible. And we launch this next Monday, so a week today, and we launch a pre-sale. So with this, we have 3 launches. The first being next week, the pre-sale. Then our marketplace goes live in Q1 next year. Then the game comes out in Q3 next year. Each card is individually drawn. We have the rights going back to 57 years of Doctor Who, with every character, every Doctor, everything is literally hand drawn from scratch. So we want this to be super cool collectible items. So whether you're a Doctor Who fan that just loves to collect things, these are unique, never seen before, or whether you're a trading card player that wants to use them in the game, or just simply trade, all of those options are available. From next week, we launch 4 packs, Core, Alien, Exclusive, and TARDIS. Inside each of those packs are randomly selected cards, so we don't even know what you're going to get. It's an algorithm that gives you these cards. Some are more common than others, and each of those have different abilities inside the game. So we're very excited to launch this next week. Secondly, Reality Clash, which I talked about earlier, this is live now on both the Google and iPhone app stores. You can download it today. This was one of the first games that Apple allowed NFTs to be downloaded in, where you could buy an in-app purchase or buy a purchase outside of the App Store. It really is an amazing game for 2 reasons. One, it uses AR technology. So you literally walk into a portal and you turn into an avatar. And the AR that we've developed, even in Apple's own words, is one of the best AR they've seen in a game. And secondly, you can go and buy limited edition NFT weapons from our website and download them into the game, use them in the game, and then when you're finished, you withdraw them and you can sell them in our trading platform. Here is a quick 30-second trailer. And each of the guns you saw in that trailer are NFTs, and I highly recommend you play it. Secondly, we're launching this in a couple of weeks called Smite's Universe. This is in partnership with a US company called Herotainment, and they have created 137 Smites, of which you can see some of them there. And these are very well known in the US and Asia, and actually have their own cartoon series. Not so well known in the UK, although they have a big following on YouTube. And we have created NFTs, limited edition NFTs of all the characters, of which a pre-sale starts in the next couple of weeks. You initially start with a mini game where you collect all your Smites and you put them into a hotel and you build the hotel, and it's really fun, with a full-blown game coming out next year. So keep an eye on this one. And then we have launched already Emojables, which is emojis, and they're collectibles, hence the word Emojables. And these are in partnership with the world's largest emojis company that actually have created the emojis that you see on your iPhone and in Facebook and Twitter. And we have the official license to make classic emojis and brand new, never seen before emojis. And we've just launched a crypto gamers pack, which is live now, where you can get a Bitcoin pizza emoji, a blockchain, a Satoshi emoji, and a gamer emoji, all limited edition. You collect those now, of which you'll be able to use those in a game coming out next year, which is like a Clash Royale style game. Each emoji has its own health and attributes, and again, it's super fun seeing that come on. These are the 5 different packs from Common, Epic, Cosmetic, Godlike, and Jumbo, and then we have separate special promotion packs like that crypto one. So that's what we're up to at Reality Gaming Group. Here's my contact details if anyone wishes to reach out, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tony. It was a wonderful presentation. Thank you for capturing everything so well. We have a question for you. So somebody is asking here, does the Doctor Who use Gods Unchained engine? It looks really similar.
Does what engine? Sorry.
Gods Unchained.
No, it's all ours. It's developed from scratch.
Okay, thank you for answering that. Wonderful. So thank you for the presentation and for sharing your contacts. If anybody is interested in getting in touch, please feel free to do so and reach out to the BGA as well. We have a great networking and we're very happy to put everybody in contact. So thanks once again, Tony. Nice to see you.
And you.
Speak soon. Okay, so we are moving on onto the next presentation. So we have Luigi joining us. Hi,
Hello.
Luigi.
Hello, Juergen.
We can hear you, yes. How are you?
Well, let's say fine, even though I have a terrible back pain. That's why I prepared, I'm sorry. That's why I prepared a short presentation video. Maybe you can click on the link and show it.
Yes.
But I'm open to questions, of course. I'm here.
Yeah, it's just taking a moment to download. So maybe in the meantime, you can give a quick presentation and introduction about yourself and about what you do. In the meantime, I'll get the video ready to be shared on screen.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much. Well, it's a pleasure, really. I'm so excited to be part of the Blockchain Game Alliance. So I'm an attorney. I'm licensed to practice both in the EU and in the US. And I'm specialized in information technology law and in global business law. I've been practicing for, well, now it's like 13 years, so I'm getting old. And we have offices both in Campobasso, it's a city near Rome in Italy, and also in Milan. But yeah, so we are licensed to practice also in the US. So we offer also solutions cross-border. And especially in the field of new technology. It's something that really we are passionate of. I'm a huge video game player, like a huge in the sense that I play a lot. I just bought a new computer. It's super advanced compared to those that I used to use when I was 5 years old. Unbelievable, the technology went so fast. And I'm pretty sure that the blockchain really is going to give a plus to the video game industry in general, to the experience that the users can have and can get from the video game. It's something that now it can come outside from the video games, and you can transfer assets. You can do a lot of stuff. So very proud. I'm really actually very proud of the projects that all the companies are carrying out, and really I hope that this will be the future. I mean, I'm pretty sure of that actually.
And can you tell us a bit more about some specific projects that relate to blockchain or the gaming industry that you've happened to take care of or have as part of your firm?
Yeah, sure. So you will see one in the presentation actually, but I can anticipate something. It's it's a battle royale from Satoshi's game. I'm very proud of this company. It's a US company with also a subsidiary in Spain. They are developing this battle royale with the tokenization of assets. They use the Lightning Network, and they also have implemented the Bitcoin in the game as a rewards. They use the Satoshis as rewards. And what's really cool is that tokenizing the assets from the legal perspective, it's cool because it's something very new. So it's very important to define who is the owner of the assets, and this has to you have to make this clear. For example, in the EULA, that it's the agreement between the company and the user. That sometimes companies don't pay too much attention to the EULA, but it's so important because it's a binding agreement. So please, pay attention to these details, because great projects can fail if you don't pay attention to these important details. I mean, there are details, but they are important. So I mean, I understand that development it's the it's very important to focus on development, but please don't forget about this.
Thank you for the advice. Okay, I have the video ready. So if that's okay with you, I'm going to share screen. So everybody, here's the presentation from Luigi.
Thank you.
Okay, one moment.
You can call me Luigi. Thank you very much for the invitation and for allowing me to present our law firm. We are super excited of being accepted as members into the Blockchain Game Alliance because we strongly believe in the potentialities that arise from the use of the blockchain in the video games and also from the intersections among fintech, DeFi, and the gaming industry. Multi-practice law firm. And let's start with some numbers. It was founded in 1976. Our attorneys have more than 155 years of cumulative experience, and we have handled more than 2,500 cases. We like to think ourselves as attorneys dedicated to making ideas become real by suggesting and offering the legal instruments necessary to protect the interests and the ideas of our clients. Here there are our practice areas. You can read our practice areas. Among these, there is a startup area, a video game and iGaming, of course, fintech, cross-border transactions, privacy, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and intellectual property, media, of course, and others. So we offer different services depending on the stage in which the company is. For example, we have the setup package, which includes tools for getting the idea ready to be founded, the incorporation of the company, documentation, all the initial necessary agreements that the company needs at the beginning, and also angels and early stage fundraising, scouting, and closing of the investment deals, of course. For companies that are already in a different stage, in a subsequent stage, there is the scale-up package where we have business agreement stage. We offer business agreement strategy, more complex, joint venture and partnership agreements, and also assistance with reference to EU tenders, grants, and also here fundraising. And then there's the Boost App package, which targets to more structured companies, which refer to complex and cross-border agreements. So when the company has to deal with internationally with other companies, also it includes assistance in the structure, the corporate structure, with the corporate structure of the company. So, for example, the setting up of a holding and a subsidiary in different countries also, and also the venture capital fundraising, legal assistance. Here you can read some details of things that we have done and that we believe make us different from others, from other law firms. Like, for example, we have redacted national laws, in particular the Italian FinTech Sandbox regulation, which has been already enacted. Some of our attorneys have been appointed counselors to government institutions at the ministers. We have received excellence awards, and we have been presidents also of national committees. It's so important to have multi-jurisdictional expertise. And indeed, we are licensed to practice law both in the European Union and in the US. This means that we can assist companies that are located both in the US and both in the European Union. But this gives us also the capacity to handle international matters and issues that arise when companies deal internationally. And this is especially true when it comes to companies that offer digital products or services that by definition are cross-border. We can support the company both from the corporate side and from the commercial side. This means that we can structure the company in the way that it can operate internationally in compliance with the law, of course, and also we assist the company in the business deals that it does, so the commercial side. This is an example of a work we are doing now for a client called Satoshi's Games, which I'm actually quite proud of because they are developing this cartoon-style battle royale based on the Litecoin network, which implements also the Bitcoin. They tokenize the assets of the game on the Lightning network. But why do they need us? The point is this: when you innovate in something, first of all, you have to be sure that the thing you're innovating in is legal. Of course. Secondly, what is important is that you protect your invention. You protect what you're creating. Why do you need to protect it? Because if you protect it, you can take as much profits as you can from your invention. If you don't protect it, there's a risk that somebody else can, say, I did this, I had the rights on this. When situations are not clear, this could happen. And you don't want that, because if you create something, you want to be sure that you are the owner of what you're creating. So how we do that? I think there are basically 3 points to take in consideration when you do something new. First of all, you have to pay attention to the right allocation of the so-called intellectual property rights. So those are the rights that said who is the owner of what. Let's take this example. Okay, if the company allows me as users to design a scheme or building in the game, who is the owner of that digital creation? Is the company or is the user? This makes a lot of difference, because if the company is the owner, the company can license the use to the user, and it can also put restrictions on that. The one that the company wants. If the user is the owner, well, the user can do whatever it wants. The company doesn't have any power over that. So it's very important that this allocation of rights is clear in the EULA of the game. What is the EULA? The EULA is a legal binding agreement between the company and the users, which basically sets the rules of the game in terms of rights and obligations. The EULA is also important, and this is the second point that I would like to talk, because it sets the liabilities, it sets the limitations of liabilities of the company. The company doesn't want to take so many liabilities, especially when it comes to this new field of the blockchain, the use of crypto, marketplace, where there are transactions based on assets in crypto coins that still they are not clear from the legal point of view. So you want to limit this limitation, and the EULA is so important for that. The third point is that when you create something new, you need to have a precise corporate structure in order to operate legally and when you deal with third parties. So also the relationships between the shareholders, all the stuff. It's so important. This is another client that we are assisting. Its name is Dominion. They are developing this battle royale that is so detailed. I mean, if you take a look at the map, I saw it live. It's unbelievable. It's super detailed. They're doing a great job. And also in this case, we are assisting them with the EULA, and especially with we paid special attention to the user-generated content for the reasons I said earlier. Even though they are not using the blockchain right now, but they will probably implement it pretty soon. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. These are our attorneys. There's also me there. We are 8 now. We have also other of counsel that are not here in the list, and so we cover a lot of different practice areas. Here's a brief story of the law firm. You can read if you want. These are our contacts. Please feel free to reach out to us any questions you may have. We are more than happy to help. So the references are here. And thank you very much. Of course, thank you very much. And looking forward to talking to you. Cheers.
Okay, well, Luigi, that was a wonderful presentation, and thank you so much for the use cases. I thought they were very accurate and interesting for the purpose of the Blockchain Game Alliance, and hopefully for everybody watching.
Thank you very much. Probably the audio is a little bit less good now, but I hope everything was clear. And feel free to ask any question you may have. I'm here.
Thank you, Luigi. It's been a pleasure. And if anybody wants to reach out again, you have Luigi's contact, and feel free to reach out at the BGA. Thank you. So we have Jason next from Gala Games. Hello, Jason. How are you?
I am wonderful. And you? Can you guys hear me okay, or is my audio weird too?
No, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Everyone else? It might be your mic, Serena. Anyway. So just a little bit. My name is Jason Brink. I'm the CMO of Gala Games, and I'm here to tell you guys a little bit about us. We were founded by Eric Schiermeier, one of the co-founders of Zynga, and we are an organization that is dedicated to bringing blockchain and decentralization to what is currently the massively centralized world of gaming. But I don't need to tell all of you guys that. You know how that works. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a walkthrough of who we are and what we're working on. And actually, as of right now, you know, a little party popper, we have some cool announcements that are going live at this exact moment. So anyway, this is who we are. Right now, we've got 2 different games that are in the pipeline, as well as some other stuff that's in the background. And our first game is, I'd actually set this up because I thought I was going to start earlier. Our first game is Townstar. And we have a free-to-play server, but starting tomorrow, there's going to be a winter championship where people will be able to compete and win over $5,000 of BTC or Ethereum over the course of the next month. And it's a farming simulation game. Over 1.4 billion people have played farming simulation games over the last decade. And this is, here we go. It's quite busy in here right now. This is what it looks like. And so let's go ahead and create a little town so you guys can actually see how this works. And here is our farmer. He's collecting wheat. He will take it, bring it to the silo, and eventually we can sell our wheat to surrounding farms or to the surrounding towns. When this happens, this is not a blockchain transaction itself, but there are different objects that can be placed in the game, such as fountains and whatnot, that are blockchain-based NFTs. This was created by Michael McCarthy, who was the creative director behind Farmville 2, and which had at its peak, I believe, about 34 million daily active users. And we're aiming eventually to break that record. And so moving on to our second game that we're currently in the process of working on, and this is Mirandus, which is something I'm super, super excited about, because farming games personally are not really my thing. They are for some people, but I want something with a little bit more story and a little bit more depth, and that is Mirandus. And you can find this on our website if you go to Gala.games and click on Mirandus. And this is a basic introduction to how it works. I'm not going to go into the entire thing, but essentially you have various pieces of land that can be stamped down onto the world. Imagine a massive open world, and you as an adventurer can have this land deed, which you can then deploy as you would like in the world. And inside that land deed, and let me go down here, inside that land deed, you will have various different options for placing shops and whatnot that you can then rent out to other people. So that brings us to our current announcement, which went live at 9 a.m. Pacific today, which is a partnership between Gala Games and Brave. And what we're working on doing with Brave is, one of the things about Gala and about Mirandus is we wanted to bring the feeling of adventure back to RPGs. A lot of RPGs that have been produced in recent years have been very hand-holding, and the sense of adventure and danger that you used to have with a role-playing game sort of has vanished with nice friendly pointers and whatnot. So we wanted to create an opportunity for people to regain and recapture that sense of adventure, and that's where Mirandus comes in. And we feel that Brave is a perfect partner for us in terms of advancing Mirandus, which is why starting today, we are actually launching the sale of the second tier shops. Okay, so you have the deeds which can be placed on the land, and then the shops that can be placed within the deeds. Starting today on our website at Gala.games, and you can now purchase those in BAT as well as in Gala. And so this link is going to be going live here shortly. But there's a few things that I'd like to point out, and the first of those is that in the Brave swag store, starting supposedly right now, I haven't checked the link because I've been talking, but it was supposed to go live at 9 a.m., is a physical NFT. And this is a laser engraved crystal with the Minotaur King from Mirandus in it. And you can see on this little tiny line here, this is actually a laser engraved claim code, which you can then go to our website, enter in, and put in your address, and you'll be able to claim a homestead NFT for Mirandus. Now, there are only 100 of these crystals that will be ever made, and they can only be purchased through the Brave swag store. So there'll be a link here, and we'll be posting this in our Twitter and social media accounts. Everything's at GoGalaGames, and you'll be able to purchase that. Now, I recently just received one of the sample versions of this, which had the scene from Mirandus from back here in it. And I absolutely love this thing. It is super, super heavy and dense and feels amazing. And so this is a super short video. I don't think you guys are going to be able to hear it, but I will narrate it for you that explains exactly how the deeds and buildings within Mirandus work. And this was put together by Michael McCarthy. And I'm actually going to mute him because I can't talk and listen at the same time. So this is essentially going to be how the deeds and items work. So this is a screenshot from Mirandus. This is the direction that we're going in it. This is obviously all work in progress, but you can kind of get a feeling for what this is going to look like. And when you go to place a deed, okay, you'll have the ability to select the deeds that you own, which will be showing up here across the bottom in just a second. There we go. Select the deeds that you own, okay, and you can then place it down in the world. Now, once you have placed it, you will be able to then rent and lease the various spaces within it. Now, deeds in this world represent safety. They have walls, they offer you protection. So as a player, you can use these to essentially keep yourself safe as you adventure in this world. Now, in this specific instance, this particular deed plot, okay, has been turned into a forge. And this forge will give people the ability to craft and to create all of the different items that are available in the game. Now, these individual buildings can be upgraded over time. So if you have something like a common sword, you could sell that common sword in a common forge. But if you have a sword that you have upgraded, this massive crystal sword of infinite slaying or whatever, you would need to put a nice display case in it. Now, everything that you see within the walls is actually an NFT that is designed to be purchased and used by other players in the game. We wanted to build an experience so that people of all types can really enjoy the game and can really get into it. Sometimes when you have an RPG, there are people who are gamers and who want to adventure. Other people, and some of the people in our Discord, in fact, are the more crafters and the type of people who want to go out into the world and collect herbs to make potions to sell to other people. And so on this page, which will be going out shortly and posted in our Medium, which is also gogalagames.medium.com, you can see all of the different deed types, okay, as well as their, specific not floor plans, the various items that can be placed within them. So this, for example, is the village of the Viscount, and you have your main house here, and then you have all of your other plots. These purple ones are where you might put a shop. The greens are where you would put pastures or, various fields. And this is basically what each of the homes would look like. And that's, again, is the little golden spot. And up at the very top end of this, we have the citadels. Now, you will notice that there are no floor plans for the citadels. And the reason that there are no floor plans is that each of the citadels represents the ability to be a king within the world of Mirandus. And that gives you the ability to help shape that world. So if somebody has a citadel, they are able to work directly with us, and we will build out their citadel to their specifications as long as it works within the game world. And each citadel will have, certain, you could think of them as buffs that could apply specifically to certain classes. But anyway, I believe that's my 10 minutes. And let's hit this here and see if that has come in. Oh, there we go. So now if you go to store.brave.com, you can purchase the Brave and Gala Games Mirandus Minotaur King Crystal for $250. Again, there's only going to be 100 of these available anywhere in the world. So get on that right now. And yeah, that's all that I've got to say. If you have any questions, I'm here. You can find me on Twitter at BitbenderBrink. And please join us in our Discord at galagames.chat. And I really hope to hear and speak to you guys soon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jason. That was a fantastic presentation, and I love the item that you showed and the news. That was, congratulations.
Thank you very much. We're very excited about it.
Amazing. Well, good luck with everything, and everybody feel free to reach out to Jason and to Gala Games. Thank you. I'll see you soon. We now welcome Darren. Hi, Darren. How are you? I think you're on mute. Let me unmute. Can you try and unmute yourself from the screen? Let's see if it works. So in the meantime, I'm just going to add your screen here.
Okay, sorry, Can you hear me there now?
Yes, I can hear you now, loud and clear.
I had mouse failure.
How are you?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Darren Hudspeth, and representing Axana Games here today. So Axana Games produces blockchain games and applications on the Ethereum blockchain through a suite of tools provided by Engine. We have a unique team, I would say, that's all over the world. So I myself, my background is actually supply chain management in oil and gas, which while it may not necessarily immediately translate to everyone how I would end up involved in something like this is, and we can all appreciate this in the recent changes around the world with COVID, is watching more and more people working online, seeing the parallels between people who are playing games online from their home and people who are working online from home. So I mean, essentially, it's a parallel concept that you're interfacing with an electronic device to produce effects in either a real world or in a not so real world, an alternative reality. So that's what I found fascinating, and I'll get into that when I'm discussing one of our offerings, which is Wavelings. So I'm going to discuss 3 of our games applications today. So first one is Monster Pit 2027. So it's a classic dungeon crawler. I won't get too much into it. It's a pet in-house project of one of our project managers who actually first wrote the game back in 1983 in BASIC and has upgraded it several times over the decades that some of you may or may have not been around for. Anyway, then we get into one of our projects that I'm really fascinated by. I think it's really exciting. It's called Mine World. So Mine World is a DApp, so a decentralized application to allow people fractional participation in real life mining adventures. When I say mining, I'm talking about actual physical mining, as in gold mining. So I think we've all seen some of the shows out there: Gold Rush, Yukon Gold, Devil's Canyon. And they've got huge fan bases and huge followings. We have a significant amount of in-house expertise with one of our project managers who had a background in mining. There's a lot of people who are very interested in getting more involved in those, following those, being involved in those, participating in those sorts of activities. So Mine World is actually a way to allow the fans to upgrade their position to an actual participant. So much in the nature of an FRP, you take the F out, you now become a role player in a real life activity going on. One of the traditional challenges, of course, around that is now starting to evaporate is connectivity. So out in remote locations, whether it's mining, whether you're hiking, whether you're doing any kind of activity, and people want to join along, being able to access Wi-Fi or decent signal in any of those locations. And of course, our friends over at Starlink have now provided a solution to that. So here in the remote northern Canadian mountains and up in the tundras, there's now more and more we're seeing people have that connectivity through Starlink, so that we can now see an opportunity for our fan base to be able to connect to these projects out in the real world. And this also ties into one of our mission statements, which is inclusivity. So you'll see in all of our games, the option for character selection is wide, non-binary characters. And all of our games and applications come with, for people who are visually impaired, we've got the audio function for all text. For people who with hearing problems, we have text available for all of our gaming and applications. So there's a lot of people who want to participate in things. And one of the things that came up recently, for example, is there's a famous rally called the Paris-Dakar Rally. And there's an opportunity there for people to become more and more involved in some of these kinds of activities through these remote decentralized applications. So that's what Mine World is about, and hopefully I've kind of explained that. So essentially giving people opportunity to participate in a real world application, and the one we've focused on is gold mining, just because of the current interest around that. So then that leads me into our last and sort of most interesting offering here today, which is Wavelings. So Wavelings is a game, and Wavelings is a game where so it's an alternate reality dystopian future where you've all of the things we're currently seeing in the world, energy shortages, disease, all of these same issues exist in Wavelings. And what we've tried to do with Wavelings is to create an opportunity to have real world problems get solved in a gaming environment. So there's an opportunity here for sponsors to present problems in Wavelings that then get solved by the people in the game, and of course in return for compensation. So in Wavelings, I'll just actually quickly flip over here to, you can see the so can everyone see the screen that's popped up here for Wavelings?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. So in Wavelings, your character is very closely aligned to your own personal self, much in the way that it's an avatar. And in Wavelings, you're also taught very early on, actually, there's an educational component that involves blockchain. One of the first things you do is set up an Engine wallet. You'll have a heads-up display in which you're getting constant feedback about what's going on and your interaction with the world, with the Waveling world, how you're getting paid for things, how you are influencing your local economy, opportunities for development, and Wavelings also has the economy in Wavelings is tied in to our real world economy, tied into a real world stock market, to the point that people can trade and pick, develop skill sets within that also then have an opportunity to translate into the real world. Whereas, so an interested sponsor could see, for example, who's been doing the best at trading, and potentially inquire with that person to see if there's either as an employment opportunity or even just built into the game, essentially have them making picks that they're getting paid for. In Wavelings, you also have you'll have an AI companion that guides you through the game, is with you in the game, and works with you through the game. Of course, your AI companion is the theory is they're a bigger, stronger, smarter version of you. We're also working on a tie-in back to some of the bio that's available through the use of smartwatches, smart devices. So not only in the game can you gain experience and learn, but like as a great example, let's say you go and get your MBA in real life, have an opportunity within the game for you to take a series of tests online that actually allow your character to increase their intelligence score, increase their potential for wealth earnings. So making that connection between the real world and the gaming world. Not that the gaming world's not real for a lot of people. Anyway, it's a short window to explain this. I hope I've touched on a lot of what's gone on there. I think I'm down to my last 30 seconds. One of the things we're going to start doing in the very near future with Wavelings is doing a land sale, because all resources in Wavelings, much like in the real world, are limited, which of course creates the market conditions that we see in our world today. In Wavelings, one of the things that we've done as well is right from the beginning, you have an opportunity to either align yourself with a mega corporation or to go independent. And of course, much like many of us have seen in today's world, there's opportunities and challenges around whether or not you choose to be an independent or choose to go work for somebody. So anyway, we've tried to make the experience as real world as possible. And like I was mentioning, the thing that really I find exciting about that is the opportunity to take real world issues, whether it be logistics, economic, and place them within the game through sponsorship to have our participants essentially get paid for their solution or data that they are providing that work towards solutions in real world problems. Anyway, thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Darren. Thanks. Once again, thank you for the wonderful presentation and for joining the Blockchain Game Alliance. Good luck with everything. Speak soon. Okay, so our next presenter is Greg Wolfson from AvaLabs. Hi, Greg. How are you? Can you hear me? Let's see. Greg, if you don't mind to unmute yourself from, there should be like a microphone icon on your screen.
All right, I thought I shared my, okay, I thought I shared my audio, but here I am. Thanks for having me, Serena. So I'm with AvaLabs, which is which is the blockchain development unit for Avalanche. Avalanche is a blockchain that was developed over the last 2 years or so by a founding team from Cornell University. So led by our CEO Amin Gunsir, who's been developing cryptocurrency since 2002, literally since 2002. So also Kevin Sinicki, who was a PhD student at Cornell, as well as Ted Yin. And what they came up with was something that solves a lot of the problems that exist in blockchain now, and that they created something that was extremely fast, extremely scalable, extremely inexpensive, and extremely high performance and flexible, with all the sorts of tooling that you need to develop applications. And as I mentioned, so this team is a team with very heavy technical chops, and just to share a meme from the interwebs, literally Gun has been developing cryptocurrency since 2002. So a very long time at this at one of the premier research institutions in the world. And the idea was to really redesign a blockchain from the best principles of computer science. And so what they developed was the Avalanche consensus. And so I know that most blockchains claim some sort of unique consensus protocol or whatever, but in fact, in the canonical sense of computer science, there are three. So there's the classical model, which was developed in the 1970s. The developers of that received the Turing Award. The Nakamoto consensus, which is where Bitcoin comes from, and then Avalanche, which was released in a pseudo-anonymous white paper, which is where I displayed the headline there, pseudo-anonymous as Team Rocket, with everyone's name fully at the top of the page. And you can access and read this and some of our other white papers at the link that I've shown in the presentation below. So what Avalanche has achieved is something that none of the other protocols have been able to do. So there's just a lot of trade-offs, and a blockchain is a very complex piece of computer architecture. So they built something that's extremely robust, extremely fast, low latency, almost near instant finality, very high throughput, lightweight, low energy consumption. It's something like it just really is more reliant on the speed of CPUs, and operates on a probabilistic model, as the paper indicated. Also very low energy consumption, not boiling the oceans like Bitcoin. Can withstand 51% attacks, and well beyond that, and highly scalable. Can scale to millions of verifiers. Which differs from everything in classical, which is generally going to be a permission network, and Nakamoto, from which most current cryptocurrencies derive, and from which most of the problems that they experience derive, such as latency and the need for layer 2s and all sorts of other complications. So just to put that in more quantitative terms, so comparing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tendermint, we're about 4.5 times the speed of Tendermint at least, which is the fastest of them. Bitcoin and Ethereum are nowhere close. Transaction finality is less than 3 seconds. Really, sometimes instant. It is, as mentioned, energy efficient. It's CPU optimized. It does not require ASICs or a huge amount of energy. And the number of validators scales massively. It operates with the civil protection of proof of stake, and as mentioned, because of the peer-reviewed mathematical probabilistic model that it's built upon, can sustain attacks of up to 80%, which is pretty remarkable when you consider the 51% that Ethereum and Bitcoin are vulnerable to, and 33% for Tendermint. so the vision of Avalanche is a new foundational protocol for blockchain, which I think is pretty significant, and it's very suitable for games in that it's very fast, it's very flexible, and it uses a lot of the technologies that we're all familiar with. I think for us, working with different gaming companies and developers is very attractive because just the economics of blockchain games are so compelling. So we allow the creation of all types of different coins that all can be used with various scripting languages, so you can capture the unique properties of different assets, be that gold, real estate, gaming objects, also multiple virtual machines, so and multiple scripting languages. So for example, currently we have the Ethereum virtual machine, the EVM, running on Avalanche, and generally most Solidity code, if it's written correctly, should run immediately upon being deployed to Avalanche. So in the end, the end chain is an extremely fast, secure, and scalable solution. There's no need for a layer 2, so everyone's struggling with Matic or Starkware or all these other different solutions. It's a non-issue for us. But we're not positioning ourselves in any way as an Ethereum killer. We can there are many games that operate that don't fully operate on chain, and we can certainly interact with those. I think many chains allow NFTs from multiple chains, and certainly we support that. So currently we've clocked speeds up to 6,000 transactions per second and can achieve speeds 3 times faster than the Visa network. So just for payments or transference of NFTs or game objects, it's just an incredibly fast technology. And I should mention that, yeah, we've been LiveNet since September. So another thing that I think was well considered when it was designed was that it was designed for familiar technology and tooling. So it's not something that there is a learning curve with Avalanche certainly, but it uses, as mentioned, it uses a lot of the tools that people use on other blockchains. So we have extremely high-speed smart contracts, as mentioned, Visa-like throughput. But we also can work with other tools that I'm sure a lot of the people in this forum use, like Truffle Suite, Remix, MetaMask, MyEther Wallet, etc. We also support application-specific sharding, and application level programmability that also provides network level programmability. So for something like online, like blockchain games or non-fungible assets, it's really ideal, really inexpensive, and it just solves a lot of the problems that developers face. So as an example, recently we launched a partnership with Polyant Games for a non-custodial decentralized NFT trading DEX on Avalanche, and that will exist on the Polyant Games marketplace, and that will feature all sorts of interesting variable non-fungible tokens that can be traded peer-to-peer or through the exchange, and we're really trying to build an ecosystem around that with more developers taking advantage of the technology and building unique products on it, blockchain games that scale and that interact across chain, and just making it a really interesting place to create your game or issue your assets. So here's an endorsement from the CEO of Polyant, Brad Robertson, where he effectively says that it's that it operates seamlessly with ERC20s, and it doesn't experience any of the issues as far as latency and network congestion and costs and gas prices that plague Ethereum and a lot of other projects. And as indicated early in the presentation, it's also highly distributed. So we haven't sacrificed distributedness or security for speed and performance. So we'd love for all of you to start building on Avalanche. So we're very, very eager to support game developers with grants and technology. As I said, we launched in September. We've had, knock on wood, zero major issues since that time. And it's fast, secure, and feature-rich enough to support fully online games, fully on-chain games. But it's also interoperable enough that we can support multi-chain or mixed architecture games, part of which is on-chain, part of which is off-chain, which I think is kind of a trend now in an architecture that makes sense, so that different assets from different chains can interact. And we just launched our first Ethereum bridge, which is one of many bridges so that assets can move back and forth between our chain and others. As mentioned, it's scalable and doesn't have the problems of Ethereum. So I would love to connect with any of you that are here today and listening. So if you'd like to explore this as an option, please do reach out to me, and thanks for your time.
Thank you so much for this presentation, Greg. Wonderful to have you among the BGA members this month. Thank you, and we'll see you again very soon, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so we're now moving on, and I'll be delighted to pass on the word to Max Rogers, who's here from Gamee. Max, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. The Coin Tribune.
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
Good.
Okay, so if you're ready for your presentation, I'll pass on the word to you, and the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Serena. Hi, my name is Max Rogers, as Serena said. I'm representing the Coin Tribune today. I'll just give you a little bit of a background of who and what the Coin Tribune is. So we were founded back in April 2019, and we represent crypto and blockchain media. We currently experience about 750,000 unique views per month, and many more, over 1 million page views monthly. Our founders, Jeremy Baidania and Philippe Alcation, have great experience and history within media and SEO. Jeremy has his own company called Splasher, which focuses on media content, and Philippe has his own company, Permilis, which focuses on SEO, which is part of the reason for our success as well. That combined with our CEO, Frederick Bonelli, who joined at the beginning of this year, who wrote the book, The Crypto MBA, and has a lot of experience in media and fintech, means we are France's leading crypto media website. And so what our sort of vision is we are obviously 100% believers in crypto and blockchain, and we want to be the leading European crypto and blockchain digital media in the future. That starts very soon, in fact, with our V2, which is a basically completely redesigned and re-optimized website. So you'll see a new logo, we'll have a new color, new everything, as well as new tribunes, which is sort of like our USP. Tribunes is the French word for column. So we have sponsored columns as well as just columns that have a lot of regular content. One of those new ones that you'll see that's already semi-integrated into our old website is crypto gaming. Also, you'll see on our new website a guide for NFTs as well. So all those things are covered, but more importantly, You'll see us launching in English and as well Spanish, with Russian coming in Q1 of 2021. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time today to talk about why media partnership is so important. And the sort of four main points I wanted to touch on. The first one is education, second one is trust, third one is innovation, and the last one is unity. So education is extremely important on the road to mass adoption. We here at the Coin Tribune already believe that mass adoption has begun, but in order for it to progress more and more, it's obviously extremely important. And you'll see that it's not only us that's focusing on that, a lot of media, but also projects like Ripple and obviously Bitcoin spend a lot of time trying to send out and provide as much information as possible and content on educating people, because while most of us have probably been in the space for a long time, words like blockchain can be quite difficult and complex if you first come into the industry and don't really know anything about it. So it's extremely important, and that's why on our new website you'll see a whole complete guides to many things, to cryptocurrencies, different crypto assets, exchanges, like I said, NFTs as well, so that everyone can educate themselves. And those will be linked in with all our other articles as well. So while you're reading, you'll be able to click on terms too. So the second point is trust. It's really important. The trust works both ways. So if you look as media as your center, we have projects coming to us that want to advertise to our readership, and the trust works both ways. When you come to us, we need to be able to trust you that you're providing something that will expand and give benefit to the community, and our readers trust us that we introduce them to all the latest news without there being hints of any scams, something like that. Obviously, a lot of trust was broken, which is part of the reason why mainstream media has shunned crypto so much, especially in the sort of ICO hype of 2017. Slowly but surely, we're building that back up, and we have a lot of professionals working for us. We do a lot of research into anyone that we partnership with, which means we've built a great bit of trust with our readership over such a short amount of time. And that sort of leads into innovation. So obviously, social media has been a big innovation over the last 10 years, but as we go on and go forth, we need to be making the most of everything else. So crypto is leading the field in social media messaging, so mainly Telegram. But apart from that, we've also got VR, AI, making full use of podcasts and videos. So that's something that you really need to keep an eye on. And as we grow, we'll be going into this. Most recently, we've had Telegram, obviously, for a while now, but most recently we have had our YouTube channel, which has some really great in-depth interviews with some great partners, which I'll delve into later. And the final thing is unity. Unity, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. We all want the mass adoption of crypto. We all want to see the mass adoption of crypto assets and the blockchain. And that works by everyone clubbing together. As Bozena, Ethereum's founder, obviously recently said, there's been pretty much too much focus even on the technical and trading aspects of mass adoption, but not so much on the sort of everyday use of it. And that's why gaming's so interesting. And we're part of BGA, because gaming is a much more daily use, as well as methods of payment as well. So it's important to build partnerships with your media partner. Perhaps you want to inquire and see how the Coin Tribune can help you. But whatever you do, that remember, we're all in this together, and that unity will help drive adoption. So let's make sure we educate our audience, make sure we build trust with our audience, make sure we innovate, and all together we have unity. So yeah, just to finish up on that, there's plenty of different ways you can advertise and partner with us. We have a range of banners on our website, even more on our new one. You can sponsor price widgets and pages. We have our weekly newsletter as well. We've got qualified leads. We have sponsored content, which works particularly well. We can do your press releases, or we can personalize a whole full media plan for you. So please don't hesitate to get into contact with us. That's contact@thecointribune.com. You can also email me directly. That's M for Max, Rogers, ROGERS, @thecointribune.com. Please don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, which is our brand new YouTube channel. You'll see some great interviews there. Our most recent one is with Nomadic Labs, obviously work with Tezos, and yeah, we're also on LinkedIn and Telegram. So if you have any questions, you'd like to partner with us, expand your base, we're definitely the partnership for you. And we've got some great deals going on as we're just launching in English and Spanish. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Max, from the Coin Tribune. Great presentation, and as Max said, feel free to reach out and get in contact. Also here at the BGA, we're very happy to put everyone in contact through network. Once again, thanks for the presentation and for joining this month's BGA event. See you soon. Good luck.
Bye.
Take care. We welcome now our next presenter and last one for today. We have Bozena joining us from the gaming. Hi, can you hear us?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. It's a very nice welcome event.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Wonderful. So would you be happy to share your screen and start your presentation?
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. And
awesome.
I would like to tell you a few things about Gamee, what we've built so far, and our next steps. And of course, would be happy to take any questions if there are still like people asking. And let me start. Okay, let's get into it. What is Gamee? Gamee is a team of 20 people. We're based out of Prague. We have been working together for 5 years, and we have built a high engagement gaming platform that is live on iOS, Android, and web. And we have 20 million registered users globally with 40 million gameplays every month. So this is what we've built so far. And our journey has been really nice. So we have been recognized as some of the most disruptive brands. We have participated in Google Launchpad accelerators. We've partnered with multiple global brands on content. Even though most of our games are our own IP, we have created ourselves. We have partnered on some with NASA, Guinness World Records, and others. We have partnered with technology platforms to bring our games into Telegram, Viber, and many others. And this year has been actually very significant for the company, as we have joined Animoca brands in April this year. And it was also the moment where we started looking into how can we take what we've built to a next level. And of course, you know that Animoca is a strong leader in blockchain gaming, and we were really impressed by their vision of ownership and property rights. So we started looking into how can we use the engagement and the platform we've built and take it to a next level using blockchain. And so you have a more specific idea where we actually are right now is we have a free-to-play gaming platform. And we have started to add earn aspect to that this year. So now you play over 80 of our HTML5 based games, and you're rewarded. Now you're rewarded with real world or USD prizes, but we're looking into changing these rewards and making that more blockchain-like. So this is just an overview of some of our games, if you would like to play them. These are some of the ones that are the most popular ones, but as I mentioned, there are over 80. But maybe a little bit more about the traction. I've mentioned already the large user base. We also have about 700,000 people who play our games on Telegram. And most of the users are young adults. They play across web, Android, and iOS, and I can say that these are global user base so far. Our business has been driven by advertising. And since we have introduced the earn model, the DAUs and revenue have been growing quite fast, especially in the past 3 months. Even though the numbers I have on the slide, they're now outdated, so we're way beyond that. But I would like to speak more about what's ahead of us. So when I mentioned that we're looking into how can we make the play to earn even stronger, of course, this is the moment where blockchain comes into play. And we're now working on introducing Gamee token, which will be ERC20 fungible utility token that will be essential part of our entertainment platform. And we will use it to drive engagement, to recognize skill, effort, loyalty. We're working on implementing the token in our current gaming entertainment, and we're working on 2 more phases that we called Arcade and Robots that are basically blockchain first. So in the first phase, we're looking how to introduce blockchain into our current audience, and the next 2 phases are, the thinking is basically based on blockchain and starts from there. I have a sneak peek to show you. Of course, the art is not final and the concept super early, as we have not launched the token yet. But this is also, the NFTs will be part of the whole ecosystem. So here on the screen, you can see our robot NFTs, a robot character collectible with different rarities and stats will be able to boost your reward from skill tournaments after playing our games. And of course, you will be able to purchase and upgrade that with Gamee token. There is a different set of NFTs that we're working on as well, and we call them Gameland. And this will be a way to introduce a game from a third-party creator, introduce that to our audience. So basically a way how to launch a game to audience we have built. Who's behind what we've built is, I mentioned, a team of 20 people. As you can see from our really brief bio, we do not have background in blockchain. But we do have a background in building consumer products and gaming products. So this is where we're coming from. You may see that as an advantage and a disadvantage, right? So we're new to this blockchain field. We're experienced in gaming and building engagement. So we're really looking at the next steps from the user-consumer point of view, and we hope to bring blockchain into more mass audience. So that's one of our goals. But of course, we're not alone, as we have plenty of very blockchain experienced advisors that are helping and navigating and guiding us. And now, of course, we're also part of the Blockchain Game Alliance, where we hope that we will get even more expertise and inspiration and learnings from. So if you guys are interested, I would suggest to follow us on one of our social media. If you visit token.gamee.com, here is where you will find the information about the token launch when it's ready. Now it's not ready, but you can sign up to be the first one to know. Or you can join one of our communities that are very lively. There are many gamers, but these are free-to-play communities across Instagram, Facebook. So if you're interested into token, go to website or Telegram. If you're interested in actually what we currently have, check Instagram or Facebook.
Thank you so much for this presentation. And once again, welcome to the Blockchain Game Alliance Network.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we reached the end of our presentation for this month. I also want to thank everybody for joining us during this live, and also to all the presenters. Unfortunately, Artur from GamerHash couldn't be here tonight. So we will be sharing some information about the company very soon on social media, and we'll just have Sebastien here, President of the Blockchain Game Alliance, to conclude the event.
Yes, hello everyone. Sorry for not being able to join today with the usual introduction, but I saw that I've been in the backstage listening, and I've seen you've been all in great hands with Serena. So I think everything went smooth. Unfortunately, one or two of the speakers today were missing, so we'll try to reschedule them for the next month. We've seen some exclusive today with Gala Games announcing like a first physical NFT and their partnership with Brave Brother. We've seen great products and new platform coming into play to earn with Gamee, for example, that presented last and is going to bring like play to earn to their massive audience of gamers on mobile. So really exciting to see how this will turn out. As Serena mentioned, if you have any question or you're interested into the space of blockchain gaming, you can access all our resources on Medium, access the website blockchaingamealliance.org, watch the replay of all our events on YouTube, and continue the conversation with all the BGA members, which we are really excited to welcome this month via Discord and Telegram. So that's it. That's probably just the word for the end. Thank you again, Serena, for running the show today, and thanks to all our speakers and new members who joined the BGA this month.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, and thank you everybody for watching and for joining the Blockchain Game Alliance this month. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.